Hey there guys, welcome back to the Doug and Racecraft YouTube channel. In this video, I show you how I traded a stock Mustang GT intake manifold for a Predator blower. Okay, so the video is not clickbait. I did 100% trade a stock GT 15 and 17 intake manifold for a brand new in-box Predator blower. This is a Ford service part, brand new out of the box from a Ford dealer. How I did that, it's a combination of two things. So I didn't directly trade the Mustang manifold for the Predator blower. I sold the intake manifold, bought the blower. It's a combination of the intake manifolds being worth a little bit of money now. I'm pretty sure you couldn't give stock 15 and 17 manifolds away for the longest time, but recently Ford discontinued them. So for whatever reason, people are buying them up. I had one and listed it for $450, and that's what I ended up selling it for. A couple months ago, I've been looking at these blowers for a while now. Basically been looking for a cheap way to go force induction on my car. There's a couple different routes you can go. Obviously turbo, supercharger, centrifugal, whatever. I wanted to go with a TVS style supercharger because that's what I had on my old orange Mustang, and I kind of wanted this to be the same kind of deal as that. The route I was originally going to go was a Roush style supercharger, Gen 2 for a 15 and 17 Mustang, because that's exactly what I had on my other car. But those kits used are anywhere from, I've seen them $3,500 to $4,500 depending upon what's included and things like that. That's a little bit more than I wanted to spend. Obviously trying to do this on a budget because I'm not rich, regardless of what people like to think. The other route that I was looking at going was picking up one of these. At the time, this is probably back mid-August, I had been looking at these and they were new. To get this exact part from Ford was $5,500, which isn't terrible. You could buy used ones for $4,500 to $5,500, so for a brand new in-box manifold assembly, it's actually not that bad. So I had seen a guy selling these exact blowers brand new in box back at like early September for $3,900, and I knew how much you had to buy them new for, so I wasn't really sure how he was able to have so many of them and sell them so cheap. I just figured that he had a dealership hookup and he was getting them cheap. Turns out he was doing this. So when I checked in early September, these were $275 on Tasca Ford. All the other Ford dealership parts websites on the internet had them listed for anywhere for $250 to $275. I saw that and I figured it was too good to be true, but I ordered one anyways. I figured what's the worst that can happen if it doesn't end up working out, or if it's not what I thought it was going to be, like it ended up being like the sensor or something for $275. I figured if it's only $275, so if I lose it, it's not the end of the world. So I had originally ordered one from Tasca Ford, $275 for the blower, out the door with shipping because these are very heavy, had to be delivered via freight. I think all together was $875, which, I mean, all things considered, really isn't a bad deal for a supercharger. I got an email a couple days later saying that they were on indefinite back order and Tasca canceled my order and I got my money back. So I figured I would go to my local Ford dealership, see if they could get them, and what's the worst that can happen. My local Ford dealership, talked to them and they said that there was no projected restock date, and that there was a good chance I probably wouldn't see them ever. So they didn't charge me for them. I ordered, like I said, ordered them back in the beginning of September. And I didn't get these until December 1st. So it was basically 3 months up until I ended up getting my hands on these. And I had seen people getting them and selling them on the internet anywhere for $3,500, something like that. But the way you can tell if it's a service part or if it's genuine from GT500 is this plaque here. GT500s have a hand-built plaque by whoever built the engine for those cars, and it's signed. The way you can tell it's not from a GT500 is there will be nothing here. So if you see something like that, you just know that the guy probably got it the same way that I did. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just people like to scalp. So yeah, that's the story and how I ended up with the supercharger. I've been saying for a couple months now that I had big plans coming, and this is what I was alluding to. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want anybody to find out about this in case it did end up working out. I wanted to keep my chances as best that I could to hopefully end up coming home with one of these. So luckily I did. it's just luck of the draw. So I've been screwed over my fair share of times, so I guess I had some good karma waiting around for me. By my math, the car should make, it's gonna stay on 85, should make anywhere from 650 to 700 wheel horsepower. So in my car, if it ends up weighing 3,400 pounds and makes 700 horsepower, it should go 950 at almost 140 miles an hour. So this thing is going to scoot, and I am so thrilled about it, and I cannot wait to show you guys what this ends up doing. There are a couple things that you need to do to get one of these blowers to fit on a Gen 2 Coyote, which this is. Gen 1 Coyotes, from what I know, it is a basically bolt-up deal. Gen 3s take a lot of work to get them to work because the Supercharger sits down in the, obviously in the valley where the direct injection rails are. So it takes some adapter rails, and it takes a lot more to get them to work for a Gen 3. Gen 1, the cylinder heads should work right out of the box from what I've seen. Gen 2s, you have to do a little bit of trimming, and I'll show you how to do that in a future video. I'm gonna make videos showing you how to, you know, the most effective and least expensive way to put a blower drive on a motor that didn't have a blower drive before. So it's gonna run off of what would be the AC compressor belt. This car doesn't have AC, so I'm gonna show you how to take care of that. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because there's gonna be a lot more of this stuff coming. Like the video if you like the video, leave any comments or questions down below if you have any comments or questions. But that's gonna do it for this video, and I'll have to catch you in the next one. Y'all take care now.